I think we are reconnected back again. I think we are back again. Yeah, sorry about that. We just lost the streaming. But if you're hearing me, if you're getting this streaming, please know that we are broadcasting from a point where network is unreliable. All right, you know where we are coming from. Okay, so continue watching, don't give up. We are still here. We'll continue on this program no matter how long it takes. Just know that we will continue on this program until we exhaust all that we need to do. Now that we have come back, I think it will be very fair if we just go straight to bring the viewers to air the opinion. To air the opinion. Very soon we'll be opening up the lines. When we have the people coming in, we will be able to open up the lines for you. Okay? So I think we have exhausted my analysis, but let me summarize with this: that if the Biafran people are able to go into government, they will be able to set pace that will encourage and pave way for the ultimate freedom of Biafran people. Don't forget that freedom comes before independence. So if Biafran people will experience economic freedom, they will have their children get jobs, they will have industries. Our people are industrious. Our people will no longer be exploited. You don't need to overwork yourself to make what you are supposed to take care of your family with. Okay? Your children will be able to attend public schools. You no longer need to spend or have a cutthroat price to send your children to private schools, because the schools in Biafran land will be working. That is when you have the real people, the Biafran people in government, in Biafran land. And they can only emerge through a political process. So that you will now have your young ones having good job, having industries, creating jobs, having a conducive, what do you call it, business environment, encouraging small-scale industries and businesses. This is what we can achieve if Biafrans, two Biafrans, go into power in Biafran land. That is what we're talking about. That is where we start the freedom. We'll be able to, and the way we can overcome these people is through massive participation. Massive participation. You have just 1%, or you have just give them 10% of the Nigerian politicians, or one Nigerian politicians who have used the 10% to run all these years. The 90% of Biafran enthusiasts, when we put our weight in the battleground, on political battlefield, we will consume all these predators that have made your life and my life miserable. So there will be no point when you have about 5 million persons voting for a particular Biafran candidate as against 200,000, which the Nigerian, in fact, they will not even have up to, because even that people that they are going to use, they will know that their game is up. They will not get a single vote, and that will be the end. You retire them completely. Now you now have a new political structure where you have true die-hard Biafrans in government houses going to the National Assembly. Oh, and I said, if I go to the National Assembly, I'll set that place ablaze. What am I here for? My people say they want referendum. My people say they want self-determination. You cannot say that is not what you, is that not what you sent me? Yet you say I should tell the world that this is what. And when you are doing that, the rest of the whole southeast and the south as they call it, who are Biafrans, representing you at the central house, at the National Assembly, saying and echoing the same thing, the world will hear it. Nigeria will know that it is time has come to an end. That is the only thing you can achieve. The governors will be in the southeast, in the Biafran land, having an economic bloc, an economic integration that will improve the living standard of our people. that will make our education to be working, our healthcare service delivery will be one of the best. Our people across the globe can come down here and invest, and foreign investors can make here their home. We will transform this place more than Dubai. I say we have what it takes to transform Biafran land into the Dubai in Africa. It will just be like one candle light in the middle of thick darkness. That is where the light will shine forth, and that is why Biafran land is the land of the rising sun. When the sun rises, it will dispel every darkness. It is not just about the Biafran people, but for the entire Nigerians and cutting across the entire African countries. That is the freedom we're talking about, and that is what we're talking about on this platform. So you can, like we have continued, it is time for me to open up the lines and allow callers to call in. We are still having serious challenges regarding the network, but we hope that it is going to stabilize while we begin to take your calls. Don't forget that the lines to call remain +234 810 4545 533. That is the line to call. All right, and I'm sorry, we lost the first streaming and I couldn't get your comments. You can still drop your comments here. I have Mary from Belgium saying that network is very bad. Honestly speaking, network has been very horrible this season. All right, you know we are in a rainy season, and you know that nothing really works around this part of the world. So you bear with us as we go on with this program. In case you're just joining us, we are still talking about the election boycott. Who benefits from it? Election boycott, who benefits from it? So you can make your call. Those of you who have joined us, who are following us from the first section of this program, which network has cut into two different sections. We have taken time to analyze every bit of what should be known or to us. So you can now call, or you can drop your comments and let's have your opinion on this. The first caller is already on. Let us quickly take the first caller. Hello.
Good evening, sir. I'm Augustine.
Yeah, good evening, Augustine. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
You are calling from Port Harcourt. Okay, go ahead with your submission. You know what we're talking about.
Well, yes, I heard your point anyway. Your point is valid in a way. But another thing from my own side, that is what is called civil disobedience.
Yeah.
And now that thing, that principle is a valid way of registering your grievance to the international community in a country you domicile.
Yeah.
And we can know about people like Hamas, can know about the interpretation of Plato, all these great thinkers of the past. Now the thing is this: you cannot agitate over a system that you are part of. Nobody will take you serious for that. So when you come to civil disobedience as a way of registering your disgustment over a country, the thing is that you have to boycott any down system that the country has set in place. Any iota of agreeing with them on any point puts you in the other way. Of course, you can't, it's like you are compromising. So the total way is this. Now, if we look at it from the point of who benefits, some person may be benefiting on the, should I say, or on a short run. But you are looking at a larger, because if you ask people to come and vote, whether it is rigged or not rigged, and then you, on the other way around, you are agitating to break out. I mean, for me, it's highly fallacious. Nobody takes you serious. So no matter the duration of time it takes, standing in what, by the way, there's a biblical saying that said that, I think, come out from among them, be you separate, and touch not and all that, I think figuratively. So in my own submission, I look at it that the only way to stand out for what you believe is to totally jettison every structure put in place by the country that you are grieved over.
Okay.
So for me,
okay,
I wouldn't prefer that voting of a thing.
All right,
it's a way of compromise.
Okay, hang on. Let us just take it one after. I take your valid point, but let me take one of the things or two of the things you just mentioned, that you cannot protest against the process you are part of. Is that what you said?
Exactly. You can't agitate over something you are.
Excuse me. Now the narrative. I think the narrative is turned upside down. The narrative is you cannot protest in the process, in the system you are not part of. You cannot protest in the system you are not part of. If you are not part of a system, you do not have right to protest. It is only when you are part of a system that you have right to protest against that system. That is the actual narrative. Calm down.
I think you are getting it wrong by that.
Hang on. Just hang on. Let me just give you another example very quickly. Then you can continue. Now, you made mention of civil disobedience. I agree with that totally. If you follow this program from the beginning, I agree with civil disobedience. It is a way of protest. Okay? Now, when you say that you are not supposed to be part of that process, for instance, in Nigeria today, you are calling from Port Harcourt. What you use to, excuse me, hang on. What you use to pay your rent, what you use to carry about your, in fact, the summary of it, the money you are using as of today in your bank account and the one you use to do your transaction, is it Biafran pound or Nigerian naira? If it is Nigerian naira, that means you have accepted that you are part of this process. That is the thing. It will amount to self-deceit if you are using Nigerian naira and yet you say you are not part of Nigeria. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't look smart. That is what we are now breaking down to political process.
Do I now come in?
Go on, my brother. Go on. You have the
now.
That's the one.
Earlier this that listening to that was in Nandekal. I'm not an IPOB anyway. So a woman was saying she resides in Germany. So she said she went to a place with her husband and then she echoed, I'm a Biafran. He said the German man was like shocked. In fact, if I had that, she said they even call security to like. So she said she have to scream the name, say this is injustice. I'm not a part of Nigeria and all that. However you look at it, she has registered a point. Now my own argument is this: when I say you come agitate over what you're a part of, the thing is this: just like somebody now, you want to break out. You said that this country is not mine. You said that everything in this country is a contraction. Now you want to put an end to a contraction. Now don't forget, at that point, like I heard you say, you go to a National Assembly, you say your people want referendum. On what point? Don't you know that even the constitution of this country, there's no gap for referendum? Then how now do you go, will you be elected to go to Abuja and introduce something that is not a part of the bloc, or should I say the constitution? That will be a kind of, you must be a dreamer. So the thing is this: now I'm seeing it that there's no way you can register that your original agitation on this platform that already has caged you, get you impregnated, get you all kinds of confused, because there's no avenue by which you may do it under legal means. So it's only by act of registering upside down. And that for me shows that when we talk about currency, of course.
My brother, let me agree with you. Let me now come on your page. Let me agree with you that we need to just say something that has to do with Nigeria. Now let me agree with you. Okay? That and I want to ask you one thing. Talking about civil disobedience and sabotaging Nigerian process, just like when we say if we don't participate in the election, everybody, then there will be no it will sabotage Nigerian political process. Fine. Now, do you agree with me that the greatest sabotage you can do to any country or any people is their economy? If you cripple their economy, everything shuts down. Do you agree with me on that?
You are correct. Correct.
Now, if that is the case, if we can actually exercise boycott of political process in Nigeria, can we just say, let us boycott using the Nigerian naira whatsoever. If you are a Biafran, don't trade, don't collect, don't deal with Nigerian naira. How about that?
Now, and the narrative is different. Don't forget that even in this country, for example, now,
in fact, listen.
Now, see, the narrative
they
is
are still
different.
the same thing. In fact, the stronger narrative is the political one. The stronger one is even the political one, because it is the people that are in government that make decisions. Now, that's what we're talking about. Okay, I think other callers are calling in. Let me take another caller, please. Thank you very much for calling.
Okay,
let us take another caller, please. Don't be offended. Let us take another caller very quickly. Sorry about that. Hello. Hello. Good evening to you. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm calling from Greece. It's me.
You are calling from where?
I'm calling from Greece.
Okay, good. Go ahead. You have the floor. What's your name?
I would have said happy independence, but I'm not.
Don't wish me any happy independence. There is nothing independent about that.
That's what I'm saying. I can't tell you happy independence because Nigeria is not even independent.
We are not independent. We are not even.
They are not independent.
Much more of happy and independent.
They are not independent. Nigeria is not independent. If you say you are independent, you can't be an independent man. Do they understand the meaning of independence? You are independent. You should be doing everything for yourself. You should not be borrowing money. You should be doing things for yourself. You should be able to stop their turn like other nations that are independent. You don't manufacture nothing. You can't even refine your own crude. You cannot even you have 4 refineries, yet you don't have to refine crude. You are independent. Nepotism, bigotry, ethnic cleansing, racism, Fulanization. What do they understand by the word independence? They say they are independent. They cannot hear the word referendum. Yet they are independent under a democratic government. And man, they should cut me a slack, I beg. That country is not independent yet.
Correct.
They say they are independent. Every day they run to their British colonial masters. Yet they are independent. They borrow money from China. Yes, China that they borrow the money from will give them workers. They cannot employ their own people for projects they want to do. China will give them tons of projects. You bring their own workers to come and execute the project. Yes, you say you're independent. You're independent. You can't have 24 hours life. Look at other countries around us. Before we used to say Ghana must go. Now it's Nigeria must go. No more Ghana must go. They should stop being stupid and stop being myopic. They should wake up. They are daydreaming. You are independent. They are independent. People are protesting everywhere. Oduduwa want to go. Biafra want to go. Middlebelt want to go. Arewa want to go. You think the Northerners don't want to go? It's not that they are too scared. They're too scared. Everybody wants to go. Yes, you say you are independent. Okay, you're independent. Amalgamation 1914. Who was there? Who signed the documents? Is the Dido man there? The Anna man, was he there? The Kwere man, was he there? Ethic man, was he there? Usoko man, was he there? Urobo man, was he there? Isha man, was he there? The Badon man, was he there? Ijabu man, was he there? The Igbo man, was he there? This is outrageous. It's madness. I am putting on black. I'm warning Nigeria, they are dead until they start doing the right thing. They are dead. They are not doing the right thing. They are dead.
Okay. Can we now go down to the topic under discussion? We are talking about say no to election in Biafran land. Who benefits? Is it the Biafran people that benefit from the boycott or the politician? Let us have your opinion on that.
You are talking about what? Election.
Go on.
In Biafran land.
Go on. We say no to election boycott in Biafran land. Who benefits from election boycott in Biafran land? Is it to the benefit of the Biafran people or to the benefit of the Nigerian politicians?
Today, if you're talking of today, it is the politicians that are benefiting. The Biafran people are not benefiting anything from election.
I'm talking about election boycott. The Biafran people are boycotting election. Who is benefiting from the election boycott that Biafran people always engage in? Is it the Biafran people that benefit from it, or does it play into the hands of the Nigerian politicians?
Chinedu, I'm not hearing you very well. I don't understand what you're talking about election.
Okay, now go back to the topic of the program. You will see the headline of this program. We say, who benefits from election boycott in Biafra land?
Election boycott in Biafra land. To be honest, if you check it the right way, the Biafran people is angry. They want to boycott election. If you boycott the election, the politicians will benefit because definitely they will rig it. You still go for the election, they will still rig it. So if you look at it from the both sides, it's of no use.
Do you think that if, okay, let me start with, do you agree that 90% of our people do not participate in the election, and this 90% of our people that do not participate in the election are Biafra enthusiasts? They want Biafra today and tomorrow. Do you believe that?
Have you ever, has INEC ever given you the correct result in election?
No, we are coming to
that end. We are giving you the correct result in election.
Hang on, I'm talking about, for instance, in Anambra State, you have over 10 million persons that are valid voters, and at the end of the day, you have only 500,000 people that participated in the election, and they used 300,000 votes to rig the election. Do you think that if the rest of 9 million Biafrans were part of that election and insist on their particular candidate, do you think that that election will be rigged with just 300,000 votes? I'm asking the question.
Chinedu, I'm not hearing your question very well.
All right. We'll call back again. You call back again so that we'll take other callers. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. Sorry for keeping you waiting. Thank you for waiting this far. Go on. Your name and where you're calling from.
Okay. My name is Ikechukwu. I am calling from Austria.
Okay. Go ahead, Ikechukwu, my brother. What's your submission with the topic under discussion?
Okay. Yes, I just want to make a contribution to the topic. You see, actually I've been following the program, and I've been hearing about the suggestion about the Biafrans participating in election, and this topic today has come actually to clear the air. So my own opinion and idea to the whole thing is this: Biafrans boycotting the election will be a very strong, powerful tool to achieve the freedom of Biafra for a couple of reasons.
Okay.
Number one, we know that the international community are very much interested in everything happening in Nigeria. But if we go on participating in election and at the same time saying that we want freedom, the international community, will look at us as people that are not serious.
Okay.
That's the way I see it.
Okay.
But if the only problem we have among us is to have that agreement among us and agree with among us to boycott that election. If we boycott the election, it's going to send a very strong signal and message to the international community, letting them know how serious we are with our freedom. That's number one. Number two, how fed up we are with Nigeria. And then when we boycott that election, no election holding in our land, there is no way the federal government will bamboozle us and impose any human being on us. But if even if it is 1% that went out to vote, it gives the Nigerian government the access into our lands by, number one, rigging that election, number two, imposing on us whoever they want. Then the other side of it being that, as we all know, Nigerian politics is corrupt more than corruption itself. When we look at, when I hear about this participating election, I always take Abga Party as an example. Look at Abga Party. I know the ideology behind the Abga Party. But today, you and I know that that ideology or vision of ABGA is totally defeated, because that ABGA vision is, they try to carry it out on the Nigerian platform, and they totally destroyed it. Look at, it is ABGA that produced Okorocha. Look at Okorocha today, has become one of the #1 enemies of Biafra. Look at the ABGA itself. ABGA is nowhere to be found, because the corrupt system of Nigeria gave access to corrupt politicians to come into the ABGA and destroy it. The same way I see it, if Biafrans will open up to that politics, honestly, the way I see it, it will give access, opportunity for
the Biafran
criminals
participating in the politics.
Pardon?
It will corrupt, the Nigerian political system will corrupt the Biafra people that will participate in the politics.
Yes, because now, as our people says, everybody now, if you open up that space, I mean Biafrans now, opening up the space for Nigerian politics, you see, these criminals will pretend to be one of us and come in among us, and then when they come in into this, using that as a pretense to come into it, I am telling you, the way I have seen it, that will mark the end of Biafra.
Okay. Now let us keep it short so that other people can. A lot of people are on the line. Let us keep it quite short.
Okay.
What about Biafran people, as they are not participating in the election? What about the Biafran people boycotting using Naira completely? What do you think will happen? Completely.
Okay.
You see, I take all these things. Let us use football as an example. You see, when Germany is playing Brazil, they use
go on.
And when they play Ghana, for example, they use a different tactics, and everything has steps. Boycotting that election will be the first step. Then we take it off from there.
Wait. I asked about boycotting Naira. What do you think about it too?
Going into boycotting Naira or not boycotting Naira will be, the way I see it, my own opinion will be like playing the devil's advocate. Let us do the one we can first.
Oh, so we cannot boycott Naira. We cannot boycott Naira, but we can boycott election.
Yes, because both election. Let me tell you the reason. Sorry, sir. Let me tell you the reason.
Go ahead.
The reason
is election is your choice.
It's your choice. You can decide to vote and not to vote, and that is one of the things it means by civil disobedience. It's part of democracy. Talking of Nigerian passport and now.
Okay, brother. I think at this time let's take another call, please. Oh, we've exhausted time. All right, thank you very much for calling. Let us take another caller. Please don't be offended, so that we'll be able to give more people voice. A lot of calls are coming in here all at the same time, but we're going to take you one after the other. Please, let us quickly take this caller. Hello, your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, hello.
Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. This is Mary Jane.
Who is speaking? Your name? Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, your name and where you're calling from, please.
Well.
Go on.
My name is Mary Jane. I'm calling you from Belgium.
Okay, Mary Jane from Belgium. Oh, thank you. You are the first person that dropped comment on this section from Belgium. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. We are talking about boycotting and all this.
Yeah, go on.
It's something like, my earpiece out. Boycotting of election, number one, who are we blaming? I'm going to say I blame our leaders. When I mean our leaders, because for now, Biafra is not yet there. These zoo so-called Nigeria. So, and for now, this whole thing stay at home and don't stay at home. The Biafrans, they don't go vote. They stays in. Who does it? Is the stupid Nigerians who go there, the stupid youth, graduates, who has no job. You still go there to vote, and later you will start to complain. After graduating for how many years, no job. They use you for their domestic work and every nonsense things they want to do. But at the end of the day, we'll come back and we'll start to complain.
Now,
last time, which like yesterday, they said they should stay at home. Still went out. They did not stay at home. And when the whole thing happened, they put it on Biafra. That one of the police died in Port Harcourt, and this, that, yeah, the Biafran, I think the IPOB was responsible. But they could not really say it because they know the threat that was coming for them already. So when we are talking about boycotting, the boycotting thing is this. We all know, and every Nigerians or any Nigerian but they will not even accept the fact that this is what they are responsible for or what they have to do. Number one, Nigerians said hate speech so that we can talk. Number two, no protests. Even when you don't carry gun, you don't carry any other thing. So I just ask myself, are we living in a country that you can't even speak anymore? Are we so zombie like stupid mumu people that we can't even do? I'm from the other state, from Ugele local government, Agbaroto.
Mary Jane, I think I think we have to come back to the topic under discussion. We're talking about who benefits when Biafran people boycott election. Who
is the leader? I'm just beating around the bush. Is the leader? The leader benefits. The
politicians, huh? The one Nigerian politicians.
Yeah, the politicians.
Benefits.
Yes, they benefit because they use the stupid mumuishos. Young Nigerian youth. No matter we talk about Biafra, but now we are still like we haven't get our freedom, but we are still there. You understand? So automatically, I'm telling you, they still they use their malicious brain on these people because of their stupid naira they spend on us. Because for now, we can't use even the Biafra pants.
Okay, all right, Mary Jane.
You understand?
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Mary Jane.
Thank
Let's
you
take
so
other
much.
callers,
God
please.
bless
Thank
you.
so much. God bless you.
God bless you.
All right, there are more people calling in. You can call. This is BVI Channel 1 live broadcast. Call through the lines or through the WhatsApp line. We will take your call. Hello, your name and where you're calling from. Please keep it brief.
Hello?
Hello, your name and where you're calling from. Please keep it brief.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Richard. I'm calling from Germany.
You're calling from where?
I'm calling from Germany.
Oh, go ahead, my brother. Go on.
Okay. My contribution is just about, you are talking about boycotting Naila because Biafra want to boycott the election. I only want to talk about that issue.
Okay, go on.
As I've been following you for a very long time, and I understand that you was somewhere, you was sometimes in abroad, and I believe you can also travel to any other country. If you travel to any other country, it doesn't mean you are from there, but you have to use their currency. So you have nothing.
Excuse me. Don't get it twisted. Biafran people are in Biafran land in Nigeria, because when Biafra come, we are not going to travel to Biafran land. We are already in Biafran land. It's a
yeah, they are in Biafran land, and as I'm here now in Germany, I'm using German passport, but I'm in Nigeria, and can I tell Germans that I'm a German? No, I have only opportunity to have their passport. I am qualified to have that passport, but it doesn't mean that I'm a German, because they know also I'm not a German, or I'm only entitled to have the German passport, meaning also I have to use their currency. I cannot carry Naira to use in German. And in Biafra, we are still in under Nigeria. And that passport and the Naira is we most use it. So it's nothing like, do we have to boycott Naira or not? So if you are talking about that one, you don't have to go there at all. In anywhere you are, whether you are from that country or not, your passport, just cut it off. It will spoil everything you are doing. That is only my contribution. Hello? Hello?
Sorry about that breaking transmission. We are very sorry about that. The caller, we had to cut you off because of power switch. We just switched over to generator from the solar we've been using. The capacity is quite low. It couldn't take longer than an hour, so we had to switch over to generating set. Sorry about that. The caller who have been calling, you can still call back. Those who have been calling, we can still call back as we deliberate on this very all-important issue. We're sorry about the breaking transmission. All right. I think we'll continue with the program. We will continue with the program. I appreciate the last caller who called in from Germany, and we'll continue the interaction. Who benefits from the boycott? Who benefits from the boycott? Is it the Biafran people or the politicians? Don't forget that, like I said, we are still in Nigeria. Biafran people are still in Nigeria. So every political decision made in Nigeria by those who emerged from the political process of Nigeria will still affect Biafran people. And that is why I compare. When you say you are boycotting election because you want the international community to see that you are no longer part of Nigeria, what of still using Nigerian passport? What of still using Nigerian Naira? We cannot jettison one and embrace the others. And the international community will see us as we have abandoned or rejected Nigeria. It should be holistic. I think that will make better sense. But I think the best thing to do is, if we cannot, because looking at the game, the political game, if the Biafran people say they are not interested in the political process, in election in Biafran land, and allowed less than 1% of your population to continue with the Nigerian political process, the government of occupation in Biafran land, they will still continue to hold sway of decisions that affect you and I, and generally Biafra people. So if there is a way, it's just like people who came to hijack a plane heading towards a particular direction. These politicians have hijacked the plane that is conveying the Biafran people to their destination and taking them to their own destination. So when Biafrans say we are no longer, then that means they will continue to pilot the affairs of Biafran people in subjugation of the Biafran people. So if we acknowledge the fact that freedom is not given, it is taken, I think the best thing to do is to engage and hijack back the seat of power and channel it towards the direction of Biafran people's emancipation or Biafra restoration. Okay, so I think that is the best thing to do than to say we are boycotting. You are no longer, and mind you, like I said, we have been boycotting the election. If you look at the people who are valid voters or people who participate in the electoral process compared with the actual number of people within a particular state, for instance, Anambra State, that had about 8 to 10 million valid voters or people eligible voters, okay, then you see people less than 500,000 coming out to participate in the election. You ultimately, more than 9,500,000 people have boycotted the election, which is greater enough, is less than 90, is about 95% of the total population boycotted the election, yet they continue to recycle this government on and on. So over the years, we have witnessed successive governments as a result of boycott, failed government as a result of boycott of our people. And it is not only our people that are boycotting election in Nigeria. Every part of Nigeria, it is the same because Nigerian people have given up on the process. I am bringing it down home because we are talking about the Biafran issue. Don't forget that every part of Nigeria is facing the same. The victims of Nigeria are the ordinary people, whether you are Arewa, Oduduwa, or Biafra. We are all victims. The only beneficiaries of this process are the political class. Now, I'm not fighting to liberate the Yoruba people, the Oduduwas, or the Arewa people. I am fighting to liberate my people first, because I believe that liberating Biafrans is the liberation of African continent as a whole. No longer talking about Nigeria in particular. Okay, so that is why we are concentrated on our home. We say our people, if you participate in the electoral process, you will be able to have people that will go into government and start fixing things. Start fixing Biafran land. You are not fixing Nigeria. Start making schools to work in Biafran land. Start making jobs, creating jobs. Start setting up proper, okay, look at the anti-open grazing bill we are talking about. The government is not doing anything about it, yet our people are dying on daily basis of open grazing. If you have people who represent your aspiration in government, this thing will not be an issue. And don't forget, anti-open grazing bill is like uplifting our customary law and tradition to making it a state law. So you see that everything, every aspect of Nigeria, every corner of Nigeria, every ethnic nation, every region of Nigeria is facing the same problem, although they have peculiar problems. Okay, so that is what we're talking about. Let me quickly take this caller. Hello, your name and where you're calling from?
Hello, yeah, good evening.
Good evening to you.
Yes, this is Comrade Titus.
Titus, where are you calling from, Comrade?
I'm speaking from Lagos.
Go ahead, Titus, please.
Yes. I have been listening to the program, more especially the time you asked a question saying, can't we boycott the election, the Naira? And if we can boycott the election, can't we boycott Naira? And the man gave you a supported answer. Election, even as of today, that we have our PVCs. Not everybody that votes. I don't vote every time, and that does not mean that I don't need it. But because of what is going on, we can boycott that election, like what we did now, sit at home. And that everybody knew that we are not for whatever they are doing in this nation.
Then who benefits from your boycott? That is the point. Who benefits?
Whoever that benefits, even at this moment that we didn't boycott it, who is benefiting it? So, like now in Imo State, you know that We didn't boycott the election in Imo State.
No,
and
we boycotted the election in Imo State.
Wait, no, I'm from Imo State.
I am telling you, how many people voted in Imo State?
Wait.
Excuse me, sir. Titus, how many people voted in Imo State? Do they have up to 800,000 votes in Imo State? Generally, everybody that voted in Imo State, including the one they padded, was it up to 1 million? Was it up to 800,000?
Chinedu, listen, I know you have been an advocate of this.
It's not about me. No, remove me from this. We are talking about Imo State election. We are talking about Imo State election, Titus. Imo State election, we have about 800,000 persons that they said that voted in Imo State. How many eligible voters are in Imo State? They are more than 8 million persons, I can tell you. Eligible voters in Imo State, they are more than 8 million persons. And you have only 800,000 people voting or participating in that election. Will you call that election that the election was not boycotted by the people? I'm asking you, where 90% of the people do not participate in the election.
Yes, even in Lagos here, not everybody.
That is what we are saying now. That is what we are saying. Over the years, we have been boycotting the election. So, saying that we boycott the election, who will it benefit? Because over the years, we've seen government. If you are anchoring a program, you will listen to people that also have their mind. I have been listening to you. I am trying to address a particular
How many minutes have you listened? You are trying to make me
go on with your submission, please, Titus.
Now, my submission is this. We can boycott the election, and that will send a signal to international community, to everybody. Like what we did already. October 1st, there was sit at home, and everybody knew that. It may not have an impact to some people, but some people will know that, yes, these people are not interested. If in your place today, you are having a program, maybe a family get together, and the neighbor came and said, I'm not interested on your place, and go away. And everybody is looking at him like he's supposed to be in this place. Why is he not here? We know that you have enmity between you and that of your neighbor. So Nigeria, if we boycott the election, if everybody can boycott it, the Nigerian nation will know that yes, the Southeasterners are not in support of whatever they are doing.
Okay, thank you very much. I think your points are very clear. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you. You see, if you are following this program from the beginning, you say all these things that have been taken, I've taken care of them. It is a known fact, but you have to live above emotion and live above sentiment and remove yourself from just mere propaganda and face the reality on ground. The reality on ground is that we have been boycotting elections since God knows how long. But we are talking about who benefits. We have been saying that majority of the people, because of the unclear process in the political process in Nigeria, it is shredded in impunity. Nobody is arguing that. Nobody is arguing the impunity happening in the political process. Nobody is talking about it. We are not arguing about it. What we are not saying that because the people have given up, because we have allowed thieves, we have given up that thieves should continue to pilot our affairs. I'm not only talking about Biafran people. The entire Nigeria, the system is the same. And the ordinary people are the biggest victims. All these years, successive governments have come and gone. Yet the life of the people have continued to become more miserable than ever. Every successive government that comes in place outdo the previous government in making the life of the people miserable. And now when we come down to Biafran land, we say that when we boycott the election, the international community will see that we are no longer part of Nigeria. They are not seeing it. What they are seeing is the governors that the Nigerian government have declared. Over the years, that is what they have seen. If not, they will not recognize the governor of Imo State, the international community. But I can tell you, the international community are dealing with the governor of Imo State. They are having meetings with him. They are negotiating contracts with him. That is what they do. That is the interest of international community, if you don't know that. Who is in government? How he comes into play is not their business. Now, it is your business to get the right person involved or in the front line, okay, it is your business to do that. Governor of Imo State, if you say that, hey, you are doing it so that the world will know that you are no longer part of Nigeria, the international community is dealing with the same products of the corrupt political process of Nigeria. Check it. That is the truth. So we have to keep the propaganda one side and face the reality. That is what we are talking about. That the roads have failed, that infrastructures have failed in Biafran land, that schools are no longer running as it's supposed to be, that the hospitals have failed is as a result of those who have emerged from the Nigerian political process. Let me take this, my brother who has just called in. Hello, your name and where you're calling from.
Hello.
Go ahead. Your name and where you're calling from.
Hello.
Go ahead, we can hear you.
Hello.
Go ahead, we can hear you. Your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Calvin. I am calling from Italy.
Go ahead, my brother Calvin.
Yes, please, Mr. Chinedu. I want to hint on one point of this boycotting of election. If we boycott election, or maybe boycott, stop using Naira, what we are talking about is who are the people suffering. It is still the Biafrans that are suffering if we boycott using the Naira. Because if you look at the economy of Nigeria today, the Biafrans are, let me say, 80% of the people that have money in that country. By the time we boycott using the Naira, it is still the Biafrans that will lose all what they have in banks in Nigeria. And boycotting of election, I don't think it is necessary, because we have to get people that will go into the government and make a way for Biafrans to stand. You understand? So please, this matter of boycotting, we have come so far, boycotting election, and at the end, it is still the Biafrans that are suffering. So it is high time we start to make use of our brain and know how to come about. I am number one Biafra, and I stand today for Biafra. But let us use our brain to get whatever we want to get from that contraction called Nigeria. Thank you.
May God bless you. Thank you so much for your submission. Very quite straight on point. Thank you very much. Let's take another caller. Hello, your name and where you're calling from.
Hello.
Hello, my brother. Your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Israel. I'm calling from Germany.
You're calling from Biafran land.
Is it clear there? Okay. I hope I'm.
Go on. Hello.
Online on to the program talking about who benefits when we boycott election.
Go ahead. You are live and direct. The world can hear you.
Thank you very much. So I'm on to Shinedu, right?
Yeah, and you are live on the program. Go
Good.
on.
Okay. Yeah, what I want to say is this question is very pertinent. But again, we can as well turn the question the other way around.
Okay.
When we vote, who benefits? Okay?
Okay.
Because it is both ways. Mm-hmm. Whether we vote or we don't vote, it is the same politicians that benefit. That is in the immediate, in the interim. They are the ones that benefit. But why somebody like me supports the idea of boycotting election is that it is a signal. It may not be the holistic solution to the problem we are trying to solve, which is getting our independence, but it is a signal, because whether anybody likes it or not, the news evaporates to the international community.
Then
they may not acknowledge it immediately
because we send this signal.
Sorry, I didn't get you. You said?
What is the benefit of Biafran people when we send this signal that you're talking about?
Biafran people are in a struggle, and the struggle, the road to freedom does not just end in one day. It takes time, because the person that is oppressing you will not just want to leave you alone. For instance, I believe you are a Christian. You know the history of the Israelites, how they left Egypt. It didn't happen in one day. It took a very long time. Things continue to happen. They continue to do one thing or the other. God will. Remember, it was God that was even sending Moses. Moses will go do what God told him to do, and the Pharaoh will still not lead them to go. So it is not that easy as saying if you just do one thing, the solution comes. You know about Sudan and South Sudan. Those guys fought for 30 good years. 30. You know about, you lived in UK. You know about UK, Scotland versus England. They have been in that struggle for donkey years. You know about Canada. Quebec has been talking, wanting to secede from Canada. It's not a
we know all that, but in order to keep it short, we are talking about who benefits. Like you said, if we turn it the other way around, that is to ask who benefits when we vote. Now, it depends on how you do the voting. If you are following this program from the beginning, you hear me say we are talking about the politics of Biafra and not the politics of Nigeria. We are talking about getting Biafran people, Biafran-minded people into power. Would it not amount to better the lives of the Biafran people while we continue to agitate for our freedom than allow wicked criminal political class of Nigeria to continue piloting our affairs and frustrating our effort to get the freedom?
Then the first question you should ask yourself is, how do we get a Biafra-minded person? Because during elections, anybody can pretend.
I like the way you put it. How do we get it? We get it from you and I. You that is speaking.
Good.
How old are you? You are more than 30 or 25?
Yes,
you are good enough.
I'm more than 30.
You are good enough.
So, good. Now, can I tell you one other thing? We are still in here. Okay?
Yep.
And you and I know that the foundation of Nigeria is completely faulty.
Of course.
If you look at the Electoral Act, look at the Constitution, look at every policy that goes around what governs Nigeria, you will see that a neutral person like me or you coming up to win election in Nigeria today is just politicking in Nigeria is highly dependent on money. How much do you have?
What you are saying is in the natural sense of Nigerian politics. What I am saying is in the unnatural system. That is why I call it political revolution. You know that freedom is not given. It is taken. You have to fight for it. We are now talking about the people against the very few. Remember, it is the people versus the very few. Now the problem lies on the people. The people are not yet ready to take over government from the very few. And the politics is a politics of game of numbers. And the Biafra people have the greater number. But they say they don't want to use it because they are not part of Nigeria. And as a result, very few Nigerian-minded political criminals are now using it to frustrate the greater number of the people. Does it make sense?
Good. Now you are really bringing up the intricacies that we need to look into.
That is exactly what we are looking into, my brother. But I think we are going to continue this program next week. We have exhausted too much time, but let me give other people some time to. I appreciate your submission. That is quite intelligent interaction I have with you. Thank you so much, my brother.
Okay, maybe next week I will call back.
Please, thank you so much. Let us have the opportunity to give other people a voice because so many other people are calling, and it will be unfair if we don't take their calls. So if you've been calling, please try your luck. Let me take your calls and let us conclude this program because today we have far spent it. I'll be spending an extra, I was like saying 5 minutes, but any call that comes in now, we take it quickly and then we conclude this program for today. All right, we conclude the program for today, and I appreciate everyone who have been watching, who have been sending their contribution. I appreciate every submission you have dropped here. It is quite explicit. I appreciate every one of it. And those of you who have been making your own submission here, we appreciate you too. Every one of you, you have made wonderful, valid points. All the points made here are quite valid. Hello? Can you reduce your listening device? Can you reduce the volume of your listening device, please? Can you reduce your listening device? The caller on phone? Sorry, we have to let you go. You are not listening. If you call us, reduce the volume of your listening device so that we can talk. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, good evening. You're welcome to the...
Hello?
Yeah,
Hello?
you're welcome to the...
Hello, good evening.
And where you're calling from?
Hello, good evening. Good evening, Chinedu, my brother. I've been your fan for a long time. I've been following your programs. And I thank you for the opportunity and what you're doing. I just like it. You know? So I want to use this opportunity to give my own contribution.
Go ahead.
Boycotting, my name is Kenneth, calling from Italy. I want to use this opportunity to say something about boycotting election in Biafra land. If you boycott election in Biafra land, you are giving all those good-for-nothing politicians chance to do a kind of, let me say, rigging votes. All those people staying home without going to vote, they are going to use their votes. You remember what happened in Benin? They said they got some people in the hotel. You know, they have been doing it for long.
Exactly.
When they collect the PVs, the voting cards, they will go to their hotel room or elsewhere and thumbprint it. You know, they will use it against you. We are by keeping them in office. So why are you boycotting election? Whereas you know what is going on. These people, they have been cheating us, they have been treating us the way they like, you know, after voting them in office. Now, why should we boycott election? Instead of using the election to vote them out of office, then we are boycotting it, which is not good. It will be creating, let me say, a kind of still keeping them in office. Another thing I want to say is that why can't we Biafrans, even the IPOB himself, sometimes declare stay at home, don't go to vote or some other nature. Why the IPOB? Why can't they create a political party? Join this government. When you reach there, then we can fight for our own. We can fight for Biafra. We can vote it. Even being in election, being in government, let me say, if we create a kind of, if we create this political party, then election, maybe we win some Senate seat or something of that nature, whereby the Biafrans or the IPOB are going to the parliament, whereby they have opportunity to do whatever they want, vote whoever they want, ask whatever they want. Even the referendum can come out from there, because there will be people speaking for the referendum in parliament, whereby making things move forward. Instead of boycotting election, it will not work. This is my own opinion. Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling, my brother. God bless you. We will take just one more call and we'll end it for today. We'll just take one more call and we'll end it for today. Someone had been calling for some time. Please, when you call back again, make sure you mute your listening device so that we can communicate. All right, let us take this caller. Hello, your name and where are you calling from, my brother?
Hello, my brother. It's Israel. I can miss you,
all right, go
ahead. I can miss you, and my brother.
Okay, please.
Okay, there's no problem. Really, I'm calling you from Israel. I want to ask you one question.
All right.
Since you was born in Nigeria, have you ever witnessed election the way election is supposed to be? Okay, as example, like the past one they did in Edo. Have you ever witnessed it before?
The past one that happened in Edo, I would say it is a total difference from what we have been seeing in Nigeria, because people are beginning to respond.
Okay, now, why did you say we must continue be voting? That the country that after you vote finish, they will not even count the vote. They will not even do the vote the way it's supposed to be.
And
someone that didn't even have candidates will win. So how did it possible for you to come out and continuously saying? Because I do watch your channel. I do watch your BVI channel. You continuously saying to vote under what?
Hang on.
What you know that after voting, your vote will not be counted.
Cool your temper first. Let us take this issue one after the other.
Okay, I'm hearing you.
Calm down. One after
I'm hearing you.
We are talking about election boycott. And I ask, who will benefit when we boycott an election? And I have said from my own opinion, remember when I began this program, I said, I will say my own opinion. Then let the caller say their own opinion. I could be wrong, you could be right. We could come to a conclusion that will better our society. Now, I ask the question, who benefits when we boycott an election? In my opinion, I say the politicians have been the beneficiaries at the detriment of the people.
Okay, please, my brother, let me ask you one question. Anambra State, do you know how many the population of Anambra State?
Anambra State, eligible voters are more than 10 million persons.
Okay, more than 10 million. Okay, now in coming election, assuming that 6 million people didn't vote, did you have any election in that state?
That is what has been happening all these years. Since 1999, check the records. You have never had any election, even throughout Nigeria.
Yes.
They don't have up to 1 million. There is no state that records state election, governorship election, more than 1 million voters. So that shows that Nigerians have been boycotting elections all these years because they are raising their anger. Me that is talking here, I have not voted before. So don't think that you are even abroad. We are talking about we here. I have not even voted before because we have complained that the process is not clear. The rigged election, we understand this very fact. But since we have been boycotting this election, hang on. Since we have been boycotting this election, our life have continued to be miserable. Successive government will come in and be worse than the other because very few people that participate in the election, they use them to rig themselves into power. And I ask, if Biafran people in Biafran land comes out and say, you that called us, you are a very dedicated Biafran and we support you, we want you to go and govern your state on our behalf, and all the 9 million Biafrans who have not been voting in Anambra State decides to stand in your back, that is what I call political revolution. It is no longer just an election, it is a revolution. That is where we are heading to. We are not talking about the usual Nigerian politics of impunity. You must understand this fact first. You must understand the clear differences.
Please, wait. I want to say something. I want to ask you something. Do you know that you said since 9 years? Since 9 years. Wait, 1 minute.
Okay,
1 minute, my brother. You said since 9 years. Hello?
Go on.
Hello, are you there?
Go on.
You said since 9 years or since how many years? How many this thing now? We haven't voted in Anambra State. People continuously boycotting election. Do you know since then there is nobody that can make international community to know that we are boycotting election, apart from what IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu is doing today.
No doubt, that is not the point of argument. It's not an argument. Nobody is arguing.
What is the point of argument?
Nobody is arguing it. What we are saying is that wait. What
we supposed to do before? What we supposed to do all those years? We are not doing it. It's not that we are doing it. Okay, so that my brother, let's boycott election. If we boycott election, my brother, wait, 1 minute. Okay. If we boycott election in this coming one in Anambra State, it will attract international community. It will attract those people that is not even hearing their voice for a very long time.
Hang on,
it's not because of
this. Can't with Imo State. Can't with Nkeme Imo State last year. It can be Anambra next year. Can't with Nkeme Imo State last year. The one that happened in Imo State last year, we saw what happened. The Supreme Court governor, the people never voted.
Yes.
They reduced him from Abuja.
Yes.
Imposed it on Imo State. And I must tell you that in that election, our people did not even participate. Because there was not even a Biafran candidate that participated in that election. It was just all Nigerian politicians doing their thing. That is a clear truth. Biafran did not participate in that election of Imo State or even the one of any state in the Biafran land. Biafran people never participated. Good. Now, let's take it as though those people that participated actually are Biafran people in Imo State. And they now impose somebody on them. And after Biafra have boycotted the election of Imo State, do you know or do you agree with me that as we speak, the imposed governor of Imo State continues to deal with that international community you are trying to get their attention that you boycotted the election? Do you know that they are dealing with him currently? They are negotiating business with him.
Because we refuse to do what we're supposed to do as a woman. God can never come and fight. See, let me tell you something, my brother. Let me tell you something. I live here in Israel. The way this land knows, the way they pray, the way they have woman sympathy, the way they accommodate people. Do you know that even last year, how many missiles they throw here? But they know how to manage them. They will go here and do what they're supposed to do. They will not put their hand on their legs and pray to God that God to come and do for them for what they should do by themselves. That means what I'm talking about is that we are not doing what we're supposed to do.
Okay.
It's only since the IPOB come on live, come on air, starting existing, that we now know that we can do something, we can talk.
Okay, my brother. Thank you so much. I think we have exhausted our time. I think you took about 9 minutes. Thank you so much. We are ending the program. We are going to reconvene again to continue on this program. Thank you. We appreciate you. May God keep you wherever and whatever you are doing and bless you. Okay. Thank you so much for participating in this program. God bless you. I think with that we will be saying. We'll be calling it a day on Biafra Discourse today. It has been a wonderful program, a very marathon one. We had about 1 hour 30 minutes, the first section that got cut off, and now the one we are running now for about an hour now. We appreciate every caller. Don't get it twisted and don't take it personal. Everything we are deliberating here is for us to share our views and opinion. And we as a people can fashion out the best way to face our problem and get ourselves digged out from this British colonial contraption and still continue to live like humans. All right. Ultimately, we want freedom and independence of Biafran people, but there must be a process, and we have to follow those processes. All right. I appreciate every one of you. If you're new on this platform, you're welcome. This is BVI Channel 1, where we tell you the truth without mincing words, where we tell you the truth the way it is, unadulterated truth, raw truth. Okay, and that is the truth that will set us free. Thank you for watching. Join me again next week. I do my radio tour where we mobilize and sensitize our people, and also to mobilize for 1 million man march against open grazing in our homeland. Join me on that program every Monday 11 to 12 noon on Adenibo FM. You can also watch it on our YouTube. We stream it live. And on Tuesday, Matters are Rising by 6 to 7 p.m. or thereabout. And as usual, like this, every Friday on Biafra Discourse. Join us, let your voice be heard, that is the opportunity you have to interact and air your view concerning issues that affects you. With this, I say, may God bless you, may God keep you, stay safe at all times. Goodbye.